Hello, my juicy co-creators. Lilou here. I'm with Mirabai today on the beautiful, magical, loving island of Kauai. Wow.
Yes, it's such a beautiful place to be in the fifth dimension.
Yes.
We really feel like we're living in heaven here. And I'm so glad you were able to come back and be in Kauai again for so long this time.
Yes. Well, like a lot of people that watched the previous videos we did and how spontaneous all of this came about. And I just love following that bliss and that flow and whatever feels right. And here I am in Kauai. I so enjoy your work. I'm so happy I came back for the Lightworker Retreat. And I want to thank you for the magnificent work that you do out there. And it is such an honor to be sitting next to you and be able to share your love and your light and your message, in these important times, because these are important times, aren't they?
Yes, these are the most important times. We've entered into the new world, and here we are living in this new frequency. And in the higher frequency, your thoughts, your words, and your actions manifest like that, especially here on Kauai. So it's it's really important to be conscious of everything we think, say, and do, because we're co-creators. And now it's right here. There's no separation between us and the divine. There's no separation between us and the world. The veils have come down, or they're very, very thin. And thank you so much for coming back and joining the retreat. It was such a beautiful experience to bring a group into such a high vibrational frequency, into the light, and do some deep, deep, deep work with everybody. Yes.
What I found out for myself, and I want to have a little bit of a conversation about here, is that to me it was about receiving more and allowing to receive more light, more love, higher frequency, and all of this. And from our past, our childhood, we have this tendency to, there's a certain limit we have allowed in, and now it's time to fully open up, don't you think? All of us, all around the world, to this magnificence. Why not?
Yeah, why not? I mean, the whole thing is about opening up and learning to receive and knowing that we deserve and knowing that we are it. We are what we've been waiting for. And the divine is within us and the light is within us. We are the light. And as we open and surrender the aspects of our ego, which are saying, no, I don't deserve, I'm not worthy, when we just let those go and let the light burn that up and roast it, then we can really come into that, as you say, into that juiciness where we're so connected to the oneness of all life. And that's what this new time is all about, is being in that state of samadhi, being in that divine union with not only with ourselves, but with the divine, with the light, with all of creation, with the entire universe, and seeing that everything is ourself and that everything is made of love and that we are this love. And when we can live in that and be that love, teaching through our example, when we are being that love in every moment, then people feel it and they change in the presence of that love. So we have to burn up and roast those blocks and all that stands in the way between us and the light, so that we can get people into alignment with them, with their true selves, which is now, it's possible to do that like never before on our earth.
Yeah, and we have that power and potential. It's not outside of us, or something is going to judge us, and then we're going to finally be able to live this heaven.
Yes, the heaven is inside. The heaven is our inner state of consciousness, and we're moving out of fear and into love. We're moving out of hell and into heaven. And we're moving into that state of learning through joy and not through suffering. Martyrdom is passé. It's old paradigm. We want to learn through being the highest frequency of joy and excitement and passion and creativity, exploring our life from our hearts because it feels good, and doing what we really feel good doing, following our feelings, our inner voice, our inner being, our inner guidance, our guides, and disconnecting from the mental structures of how we thought it should be or how it ought to be or what we're obligated to do. It's just letting go of all of that now, all of those old paradigms. Yeah.
So it's more about being and allowing, from what I'm understanding.
The being and the allowing comes totally from the alignment with the light. We can't do that with a mental concept of spirituality. It comes from actually unifying within your heart with that internal state of love. And when you feel who you are and you can feel that love for self, and let it in, and feel that love for the light and let the light in, and feel that who you are is so deeply loved and treasured and cherished and connected to all life, and that all life is there to support us and uphold us and co-create with us, then we can be in that freedom and that empowerment and that truth, because there's nothing blocking us, there's nothing in the way. We are it.
I love it. And again, I love when you have this expression of roasting it in the light. Tell us about that process. Like if somebody listening right now, one of our beautiful co-creators around the world is like, oh, I have this thing, and I'm just like, it keeps on coming back. So could you tell us a little bit what you advise there? How can we roast it?
I'd love to, yeah. Well, you know, the samskaras, or the patterns, the issues that we are born into, as a child, we're born totally pure. We're born totally crystalline. We're born in the image and likeness of the Creator. And then what happens is all this conditioning comes into us, and these patterns come in from our lineage and from our family and from our ancestry. And then we get burdened with everybody's stuff, and we lose ourself, and we lose that connection to the light. So we have to constantly cleanse this crystalline structure that we are, and purify it and cleanse it every day with the forgiveness prayers, with light transmissions, with golden light meditation, with breath work, with staying conscious of our thought, word, and deed. And when we do the light transmissions, then we roast all those patterns and all those blockages and all those ancestral karmic lineage aspects. And then they move into being fully cleansed and made peace with, and then we're aligned with the light, with our true self, with our nature. And then we can be ourselves. So there's a lot that individuals can do on a daily basis to help themselves to stay connected and cleansed and purified by the light.
And I know some of those prayers are on your website. No, they can just download or read.
Yes, the Howard Wills forgiveness prayers are on my website, and they're also on Howard's website. And there are 4 new prayers that are extremely powerful, that completely cleanse the human physiology and get rid of the old conditioning and the old programs, because we become a program and we live like a program, and we need to eradicate those programs and then replace them with total abundance. Like you were saying, loving ourselves and letting the love in and letting the abundance in, because abundance is loving ourselves in a multiplicity of forms. So loving ourselves through, if we want to be in a relationship that's really good, or if we want our health to be superb, or if we want to have beautiful friends or a spiritual community or a beautiful home, or get into our life purpose, our mission, all of those are forms of abundance, which is ways that we love ourselves through allowing the divine and the universe to give to us what we deserve to receive, because we know that inherently we are good, inherently we are angelic, inherently we are divine love, and we're just giving to ourselves that which we deserve. Yes.
Beautiful. So the prayers, and I know I'll speak more with Howard about this, but tell us, for you, what is the impact of the power of prayers? Because you pray a lot.
Yes, I pray.
For the world, for in your life, humanity. You're on this you have this big vision.
Thank you, Lilou. I do have a big vision. My vision is to help heal humanity and to help heal Mother Earth. And the prayers are specifically, which I do all day long, are to cleanse out all of the suffering, the pain, the separation, the negativity, the darkness, and to cleanse it from the planet, to cleanse it from the thought forms that are in nature, in the elemental realms, that have been saturated by the human race into nature. Praying for cleansing the destruction that's been done by the human race to our beautiful Mother Earth, Mother Gaia. And also I'm constantly praying to cleanse people, cleansing this crystalline structure of the body, purifying it through forgiveness and peacemaking, cleansing the lineage, cleansing the family, and cleansing the individual's own karma, so that each person can unify with the light and be set free and made completely whole in the light, renewed. The physical body gets instantaneously healed and open to the light, and illnesses start disappearing, back pain starts disappearing, headaches start disappearing, life issues clear up, and all of that happens when we pray. And I've seen hundreds of thousands of people around the world have miraculous and spontaneous healings through using the prayers, and through using the prayers on them and praying for them, and then giving them the prayers to use in their own life. And that combined with the light transmissions, when we do the light transmissions, it brings in the divine grace like an arrow. It just goes straight to the heart and just boom, burns up the separation, the darkness, the pain, the suffering, and brings people into that state of divine union and freedom from pain in the body and the mind. So they really, really work, and the light really, really works. It's exciting to finally have a technology that can change your life completely and change other people's lives completely, and to have the tools to be able to bring people back into the light so quickly. And you can do the prayers 30, 40, 50, 100 times a day to cleanse and purify the vessel.
How do we stay present to those prayers? By reciting them or saying them that many times? I've heard it sometimes, or I've felt like separated. Then it was just doing them in a it became mechanical a little bit, and it didn't have the same power it used to. Did you find yourself in that space, or just each time it deepens?
What happens is you have to become the words. You have to become the prayers. You learn them by heart. First you read them on the paper and learn them. And then when you've learned them by heart, you have to feel them. And those prayers are living words. I call them matrices. They're living matrices. And when you're plugging a formula into that matrix, a formula for healing, to clear up a condition in somebody's body, a disease, and you plug that into the formula of the prayers, and automatically it starts, those living words are live thought forms and frequencies that go into that person, go and just clear up the dis-ease, the disconnection, the darkness that's in there, the stuff that's burdening the person from their lineage or their family. So you have to really become one with the words and let them become a part of you, and then pray from your being and not from your mind or from your repetition. Yes, it's so important.
And you were saying in the retreat, like, you merge yourself with the light, you are the light. You tell us about your relationship with the light.
Yes. Well, basically, my relationship with the light is that in 1992, I had a major awakening with the light, and I experienced myself merge with the light. And I was in that state of being fully merged with the light for 8 weeks. And after coming back out, while I'm still in a human body, I still have a personality, I still have karma, and the light is in completely, who I am. And it takes time for you to integrate the mind, the emotions, the personality into who you are, which is the light, when you realize that. And my work ever since then has been to bring people back to who they are, which is the divine light, which is the highest aspect of your being. And it's also the highest frequency in the universe. So you're bringing people's resonance up, you're bringing their vibrational resonance up, and then bringing frequencies of light into people where they can resonate more and more by raising their frequencies to match. And when there's an energetic match where they are able to come back into that equality with the light, where their individual self can vibrate at the frequency of the light, because all the negativity is cleansed out, then automatically the alignment happens. And then the individual goes back into being the light, which is their true state, which is their true nature, because we're all aspects of the divine. The divine is the totality. It's the total self. It's the all that is. And so that is the grace factor. When we come into the grace, and the grace is so beautiful, it utterly transforms our life. It transforms everything in our life, our health, our relationships, our mental state. It brings great success and abundance into our life, and it brings us into that state where things just keep getting better and better and better and better, because we're living in that state of paradise, because it's a state of consciousness. We're opening ourselves to be one with that beauty and that love and that compassion and that divinity. And that is healing. That heals every aspect of your life. So we constantly want to cleanse and cleanse and cleanse that negativity out of us, of our thoughts, words, and deeds.
Because we find too that when we start bringing the light, there is also some other aspects that we haven't dealt with that are still there that needs to be roasted in the light. They're still coming up, or they're coming up majorly because of that.
Yes. The other aspects of ourself that are in separation, the different aspects of ourself that are what we call our shadow, we need to love them. We need to bring them out of the darkness where they've been hidden and suppressed because we're so ashamed of them. We're ashamed about our sexuality. We're ashamed about our past issues. We're ashamed of the things that we have done that are negative. And so what we need to do is actually bring them all completely to the surface, into the light, and expose them and realize that it's not a big deal. And that when we bring everything into the light, to be filled with gratitude, forgiveness, love and compassion for ourselves, by forgiving ourselves and by allowing the divine to forgive us and to help us to forgive ourselves as we forgive others and others forgive us, in that process of forgiveness, love and gratitude and peacemaking, then all those different aspects of ourself that we've suppressed are going to automatically be released. And when they're released, they're integrated into the light, because they're all beautiful. And they all deserve to be loved. And they're all the same. It's all the same. And when we recognize that we can witness and not get caught up in the reactions or the reactivity, and we can just simply be the witness and stay in the witness and observe all the different aspects of our personality and love them and witness them, and not get caught up in thinking that's who we are, not merge with the darkness, but just recognize that it's just different aspects of ourselves coming into the light to be loved and integrated and blessed and released and healed, then everything is beautiful. Then everything inside of us is a precious jewel, a precious gem that is bringing a very important teaching, a very important lesson to us, whether it's anger, grief, rage, abandonment, loss, fear, or just deep betrayal. We can bring all of that into the beauty of recognition that this is a piece of gold, a diamond, a semi-precious gemstone that has been given to us to liberate us, to awaken us. And it's there for a very specific purpose designed by our soul to take us into that state of, aha, I get it. And when you get it, then you're free of it. It doesn't have power over you, it no longer controls you. And by keeping it suppressed and in the darkness, it has power over us to control us. And then we become a robot, a slave, instead of a liberated being that lives in freedom and in love. And that's why we want to release all of the resentments and all of the angers and all of the frustrations that we hold towards others and towards ourselves.
And including with our parents, I know you had to go through a major process, and I think a lot of people do also have to go through a process where we are born in a certain family, and sometimes we have to really walk our path and do some things that maybe are not conform or not aligned with how we were brought up. And I know for a lot of us, I'm sure a lot of people all around the world, whatever religion background or it is, then there's that wall, there's that resistance, there's the guilt for not fitting in, but we do feel there's something else. So how do you deal with that? Because I thought it was pretty interesting what I've heard in the retreat, and I would love you to share that, because forgiveness there is huge. And we don't have to follow that path that some other people impose on us.
Yes. Well, the first thing is that we are our lineage. We are the fruit of our lineage. And so our mother's belief systems become who we are. Our father's belief systems and conditioning become who we are. And so we don't have an identity outside of their spirits, outside of their beliefs, outside of their genetic diseases and so forth. It gets carried through the genetics. And that was the same for me in my childhood. I grew up in a family where there was a lot of unhappiness, and the family was breaking apart from my early childhood, and there was a lot of heartbreak and darkness. And so I had to also cleanse my own family and my own lineage and make peace with all of the patterns and trends that came through my genetics. And I continue to do so. And then when you start to work with the light with others and the prayers with others, it's cleansing relationship with mother, it's cleansing relationship with father, and it's cleansing the two lineages, as well as our spouse or ex-spouse and their lineages, because we take on their karma also when we're married. And so we cleanse all of the lineages so that we can release that individual from the suffering they're carrying that's not even theirs, that's just coming through them and manifesting in their lives. And then what you want is that you want to end the cycle. You want to be the person that ends that cycle, that changes the cycle, that no longer continues the cycle of being the abuser or being abused or being the one that continues to perpetuate that same thing that you'll see with the parent to the child that gets passed on across the lineage. So it stops with us. And that's the power of this work, is you become conscious and you break the patterns and you cleanse the patterns and you take on a new identity, a light body, an identity that is merged with the light and not merged with the lineage. And that takes work and practice and cleansing and peacemaking. And that's why when I had my awakening and I went to the divine, the divine told me that I have 3 paths in my mission. The first path is to help awaken the masses and help others to realize what I had realized, and which was basically union with the divine, which was realizing that we are one, and that everything and everyone is part of the divine, and that we can live that and know that while we're still embodied, alive, and not wait till we die to know that, and to live that and to be that. And the second was to teach the teachers, which is activating and awakening the light workers all over the globe, and getting them to step into their mission, their dharma, to fulfill their purpose of being able to anchor the light into their community so they can awaken and then help others to awaken and wake up the world. And then the third was to help my family, specifically my family, to help them to awaken within themselves and to cleanse the lineage directly by helping them to awaken within their lives. And that is huge. It's not just for ourselves, that we do this. It's really, really, we awaken for everyone. And that's the role of the light worker. Is when we awaken, we don't just awaken for me. I'm awakening for my mom. I'm awakening for my dad. I'm awakening for my brothers. I'm awakening for my sisters. And I'm awakening for humanity so that I can help to have others around me that can ripple out. And I can help Mother Earth. And that's what all light workers are there to be activated and awakened to. So it affects the whole family and the whole lineage. And we have to realize that it's a huge responsibility that we carry as light workers, because it affects everyone. How we behave, whether we behave with love and kindness and compassion, or whether we just react and speak out with anger and lash out at people and unconscious of our words, that destroys our health. It breaks down our life. It affects everybody around us. And so role modeling, living and walking in love is a huge teaching of the new paradigm, how to be that love in action. And that's what's the most important principle in my life, is to be the change, is to be the love, is to be the light, and to help others to unify with that same being, sense of being.
So there's a lot of commitment, and at the same time, it's unconditional, really.
Yes. Love is unconditional in the sense of spirituality and divine love. Human relationships are conditional. All human relationships are based on conditions. But divine love for humanity, service to humanity, is selfless. We give to humanity because we know it's our greater self. And we know that by awakening humanity, we're awakening ourselves. And when we give, we're giving the love that we are. We give from a full, overflowing chalice within our hearts. The cup of love overfloweth from a place of abundance. If we're giving with resentment, or we're giving with conditions, and resentful that we're not getting back what we want to get back, but we're not speaking up for ourselves or claiming what we need or stating our boundaries or being clear, then automatically, then we're not giving from the right place. Then it's not selfless service. It's service with a lot of strings and a lot of karma attached. And ultimately that just doesn't work.
So there's a change there. I feel that's the new earth change. I feel this is the new paradigm right there. It's from those conditions, and that I'm doing this for that reason to I want to do it, and I'm purely in selfless service and not abandoning, but really this surrendering and this trusting and bringing it on each time.
Yes.
Each moment.
When we are in that place of service, then we are full. We're serving from fullness. We don't serve from tiredness, depletion, resentment, anger, what's in it for me, because automatically when we do that, then we burn out. Yeah. And that's what you see role modeled in our world, is you see all these great people and their organizations and their people, and there's this big burnout factor that happens because it's a big deal for human beings to be unconditional. And real unconditional love is serving because you yourself are sourced by the light. You yourself are sourced by staying connected to the joy, by doing your spiritual practices to cleanse yourself on a daily basis with the prayers, with the mantras, with the breath work, with the golden light meditation, with aligning with the light, so that you're so juicy, you're so connected, you're eating your raw food, you're raising your vibration, you're living your dreams. Yeah. And then when you give, it's just overflowing. It's just your second nature is to give because you're so full. You're giving, only fullness can give. Yeah. Emptiness, depletion just creates disease and more separation. So it's a wrong mentality that we've had in our cultures. This whole mentality of it's selfish to focus on yourself. It's selfish to take care of your needs. That's old paradigms. The new paradigms are the opposite. You know, give yourself everything so that you're so full that you're overflowing to give all that is.
I love it. Isn't it? Mirabai is in Kauai, but thank God you're traveling the world too, and we have those videos to share, and I'm so excited about how I feel what you're bringing in will just really inspire millions of people around the world. I feel it, I know it, and I'm excited that you're traveling more, and that, you know, here it's beautiful in Kauai, but there's so many ways to share this joy and light. So thank you.
Yes, thank you, Lilou. My vision and my mission for this year is to outreach the entire world, the entire globe, and to have all of humanity really know the light and awaken and be activated and come into this peace and this joy and this delicious connection or union with the divine, so that we can be able to give back on a level that we've never given before, because it's time and humanity is ready now. The time is here. We're in it, and humanity is ready for the light. It's ready for this higher consciousness.
Exciting, Mirabai. I want to really thank you so much. And I know this speaks your word, and this love that you have, and this light really speaks to a lot of people. I'm sure the feedback is just going to be immense, and I'm so excited that you have also agreed to do a light transmission. So we're going to post another video where Mirabai is going to do a light transmission, so you can enjoy it and see if that works for yourself and test it. I'm all about, you know, having each person see and try, and then you can bring that in your life or not. They can do that a few times. The video will stay online, and you can contact back Mirabai or throughout her organization, or how do you call it? Foundation. For the feedback, because it's awesome to receive feedback. I think
exactly. Yes, we want to know how people experience the transmission and what changes for you and how you feel in your body and what clears up and what heals, because people have had spontaneous healing miracles all over the world that have had light transmissions or been worked on by the prayers, the forgiveness prayers, and so forth and so on. And so the change is immense. It's huge with that form of cleansing. And so we want to know how your experiences with that.
And if you feel called, if you feel a light worker and you feel called, Mirabai is doing some retreat. I participated in this one. It was absolutely juicy, amazing. Kauai is a special place. I know you're going to do it in a lot of different areas. So that's great. And, you know, the website is there and you'll check all this out. Yes. I want to thank you so much, Mirabai.
Thank you, Lilou. Thank you for coming to the retreat and coming back and for being a part of this incredible generation of light for the 9th wave and the ending of the Mayan calendar and the new world being birthed and all of this transition, change of times. It's really important, the work that you're doing and the work that you've brought into the globe right now and how we've been able to collaborate together and help to awaken humanity together to this new times.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. It's time to co-create. Yes. And I love the place where you're coming from to do this and I fully support it. So thank you.
Thank you. And I fully support the work that you're doing in the world. It's amazing work and you're helping so many people reach this mission and all the missions that are available right now to help people through the work that different teachers are doing and offering. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. And my beautiful co-creator, you're so awesome. Just let's get out there and fully shine our light.
Yes.
Our juice, let's juice it up. The world needs you.
No more hiding. No more hiding. Just step into your light, be the light, shine your light, be love. Don't be afraid to love and be who you truly are. Don't hold back anymore. That time is over. It's past. This is the new world. This is your opportunity to really shine and to be of service to the world. So go for it.
Yes. And much, much love from Kauai.
Much love from Kauai.
Aloha.
Thank you. Aloha. Namaste.